Hi everybody, we are here for the final of the Billy Weekly 231st Deathmatch between pyhuang and blockmonoid. So recently blockmonoid is being very successful. We have him in more or less every final. Let's see if pyhuang can give him some troubles or not. So pyhuang opens with oars and blockmonoid with sailing. So in general, I would say sailing is better, but oars is a good card since it can give score or drawing extra cards. So, and sailing is, of course, allows to fill the tableau very quickly and give better chances to find useful cards like pottery or metalworking or domestication. So now it's pyhuang's. So in a situation like this, drawing is probably the most obvious choice, and blockmonoid decides to use sailing, so he got Code of Laws and Writing, which, I mean, not the most useful cards, but at least covers different colors that were missing. And pyhuang keeps drawing. Now he keeps drawing once more. So block uses one sailing once more. He got domestication, so now if he likes his card, he could use domestication, but he doesn't, and he uses sailings, and now he has mysticism out covering Call of Laws. So pyhuang could be worried about clothing showing up eventually, because if it is not in pyhuang's hand and if blockmonoid finds it with sailing, then it will be a real problem. So pyhuang decides to med tools, and probably he will use it, I guess. Go to h3. So blockmonoid can return one card, but it would have no influence, like for no gain. So I would suspect he will not do it. In fact, he passes. And now pyhuang returns his cards. This is sort of a risky move because, okay, you are in age 3, but if clothing shows up or if you return clothing, then you are in a very bad spot. And here is clothing. So now block will activate it, I presume, and get 3 points. Yeah. So now pyhuang doesn't have many options. He has to draw, and if he doesn't find a green, a yellow, or a purple, then block will get, okay, at least. So he found machinery. This prevents block from getting monument, which would have been quite a disaster because it would have been a lot of points and also monument to be assigned like that. So blockmonoid decides to use domestication. I could, yes, pottery, like getting the leaf majority was a possible explanation for that. Actually, I would have considered even using clothing with sharing just to draw, and so he used clothing and he got archery, so now he can use archery to steal the cards. So pyhuang is sort of forced to meld optics, and now block will get a lot of points, I presume. Also he has mysticism, which allows very quick meld if necessary. And even in the best case scenario, which is more or less this, pyhuang, okay. So pyhuang used optics and scored 4 cards thanks to compass and translation. Now there are still 2 cards with crowns, and he can try to obtain him like that. Meanwhile, block achieved 1. Now he can, I mean, so he decides to use mysticism to meld the 2. So pyhuang here partially depends on what the fours are. He could consider translation, but he opts for optics. 1 round too late. So block achieves 2. Maybe now he will use fermenting. And with fermenting he can, I mean, there is a small risk that pyhuang will use optics. This is a tough spot for pyhuang, because also fermenting allows block to draw a lot of cards, and then soon pottery will score a lot of points. So in order to fix this, pyhuang needs to get 1 age or some age, to achieve some age before 6, because right now it could, like block has more or less a perfect machine for, like, he can steal with archery, he can meld quickly with mysticism, so block is considering what's the safest way to bring this home, I guess, and he decides to return a 1. Probably. Okay. So now pyhuang. So there is only paper left. Okay. Could do it now, I guess. Yeah. And block will just use mysticism. too late. Okay, alchemy. So now block will probably use mysticism. Ooh. So block achieves 3. Pyhuang use optics to mad experimentation, which covers alchemy at least. No, he could use experimentation to go up. The problem is he doesn't have a reliable way to score. Instead, now block can just use pottery again. To get 4 points and achieve 4. Yeah. Now he will achieve 4, I presume. Unless Pyhuang. So now age 5 has a lot of crowns, so he can try his luck again with optics. Okay, this might be what he needed. So now it's time to use pirate code, I think. Yeah. When he will achieve. Yeah, it's still not optimal because if he uses pirate code now, he will probably have to give up compass, which can give block a lot of points, but at least he can achieve 5 next round. Problem that in the long run, I mean, he can steal a lot. But he will not remove too many points from block's score pile, and block can replenish them very easily. Yeah. So he chose compass because the alternative would have been medicine, and that would have exposed machinery, which would have been killed by gunpowder. So now block has, I mean, he's still in an excellent position, but the victory in age 6 seems out of hand at the moment. Because also, problem is now if Pyhuang use pirate code again, medicine will be exposed, and then block can use clothing. Could also consider using enterprise. Yeah, maybe you should actually. Next time in after achieving. So blocks decides it's time to draw. Probably need some score. So maybe either clothing or pottery, unless he has some specific plan. So his course, now pyhuang has to achieve basically, and he does. Now personally I would consider, oof. Okay, so he uses experimentation, he found statistics. Now if block has enough crowns, he can shut down pirate code for the foreseeable future. Can steal again with enterprise, like with pirate code scoring enterprise, and that would expose education, which could be an interesting way to, but probably he doesn't have much score, so at the moment experimentation is probably still the best option. I'm assuming he gets enough points. Still, it's a very difficult position. Pyhuang, I think. Like block could use fermenting, draw a 6, and then you do some pottery business to gain 5 points and return some 5s in an appropriate way. Not sure if there should be a way for block to obtain. I mean, this is probably what he's trying to figure out, if he can find a way to. So for instance, if he used pottery twice, then he would have 33 points. And then there would be no card before age 6, which would make mysticism a possible way to meld a 6 instantly and playing it. And the pirate code will not be able to steal enough points to go below 30. So that is one option, I guess. Or if he likes all his cards, they could even do clothing and just remove 2 6s. That's the simplest way I see. But it is possible that there are better options. That seems relatively safe to me. It is true that pyhuang could play with statistics, but that will give a crown to both if block accepts us and I decide to share. So other things that block could consider as I said, maybe using fermenting to draw a 6 and then return a bunch of cards to try to block experimentation. I'm not sure that's worth it. I think he needs a score. Doing it only once would not be enough. Okay, so he plays banking, which is something I didn't expect. Does he have enough crowns? Yes. So the goal here is to steal pirate code, I guess. And also to prevent pyhuang from stealing. So, okay, this changes things a bit. Probably Block decided that this was a safe way not to get things stolen and that he can deal with. I mean, he doesn't even have to get the pirate code, you can just block it like this. Okay, so pyhuang uses experimentation twice. So my guess is that pyhuang will, blockmonoid will just start making vases, like pottery twice, I think. Because at this stage, pyhuang is sort of blocked. So is Block deciding whether he wants to use banking or not? Well, I wouldn't, like he would probably get physics. For 5 points, I wouldn't. I wonder what he decides to go for fermenting first. Probably thought that there is no need to rush. Which I think I agree. I agree with the decision. Now pottery. With a 6. So pyhuang decides to, but it's time to risk, so you used physics, got machine tools, vaccination and emancipation. I mean, he can meld machine tools, I guess. Yeah, he should, I think. Yeah. If he melts machine tools, then I think he can get 6. Because even if block uses banking twice, he has to takes physics on the first round. Yeah. And that will give pyhuang 6 points. Now, unless there is something, but I don't think block has anything that can steal enough points. So now block has to he can probably, there are many things he can do. I wonder if he has maybe something like reformation. If he had reformation, then he could guarantee to get monument. Then he would need only one more achievement. So he uses mysticism, melts industrialization, which is another potential way to get monument. With all those cards, it's very likely that he has another factory somewhere. Okay, now we are into the 7th. So pyhuang has to use machine tools, I think. I suspect that blockmonoid has a way to splay. He most likely has a way to splay blues. If that's the case, then by doing this, so he achieved 6, but he gave 7 to blockmonoid. I don't think there were any alternatives. So block now, if he wants, can just melt the 7 and achieve. Now, of course, if this covers, say, industrialization, it's sort of a problem. In the sense that monument cannot be obtained any longer. He could decide to just go for industrialization, get monument, and get 7 next round. I think it's a possibility. And also this gives him 2 splays, and then Canning can give yellows if he has something like chemistry or atomic theory or publication. Then that would be enough to finish the game with wonder. Yes, so he's played, he decides to use industrialization, so he will do it again. Now he will probably play. I don't think it makes much difference, but let's see. maybe he's playing red will give him more castle, well, more factors, but now he will do it again, so doesn't really matter too much. Yes. So he obtains monument. Now will play the purples, and now like there are all sort of things that pyhuang has to watch out for, because block can get both 7 next round, and it's very likely that Wonder is in the cards too. And pyhuang doesn't have any. I mean, I don't see any way in which. Maybe physics. I could use physics and hope to return everything. I think that's his only chance. Then block loses the 7. I think that's the only thing that is left. We don't get it. He could have shared physics and hope. Well, this is and block wins a 7th tournament for the year. Okay, and we will probably now have a analysis with block, so let me. We will see each other on the other side.